channel. My name is Shikemi Emiola. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Citation. So citation is basically a reference used in a material for research. So you can see that the reason for the name, the title, is because if not for her research, like when the man tore her research papers, she wouldn't have gone to report. So that's by Kunle Afolayan. It's a new movie, just came out on Netflix in 2020, just on November 6th, 2020. The movie came out on Netflix. Citation, first of all, I'll start by saying thank you to everyone who watched my last video, Oluture. The numbers were crazy, and I would just like to say that most of the people that watched the video didn't subscribe. So I just want to remind you, and I'll start the video by saying that if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like this video, share this video with your friends so that they too can watch you can watch the movie and also see my review. Thank you very much to my regular viewers and the people who comment regularly. I love you all. The movie Citation by Kunle Afolayan. We had the likes of Temi Otedola. She starred in the movie. She was the main character. Her name in the movie was Moremi. We saw first of all, I like to say that this movie just generally was trying to raise awareness about sexual harassment in university, which I would like to say like very big ups to Kunle Afolayan, because at the beginning of last year we saw how what's this lady's name, Kiki Modi, went to universities, and how she was able to show us what female students regularly go through on a regular basis with their lecturers. I personally have had an experience with a lecturer in the university. I had a personal experience, and I know exactly what Tunde, who is the writer of the movie, was trying to portray. And if you know Kunle Afolayan, you know that he's a very, very when it comes to his movies, he has a vision. If he has a vision, he knows what he wants to come out of the movie. That's Kunle Afolayan for you. So I'm sure and he's the one who did the casting. So when you see Temi Otedola, it was very specific. She can speak French. The whole storyline, the cast of the movie, you can tell that it was going through the French, saying someone who had didn't study Nigeria, her Yoruba, everything was just was well played. So in this video, before I go into citation fully, I'd like to first do I saw some questions on Twitter that I just like to answer, and then some people's views on Twitter that I just like to generally talk about the movie before I review the movie. The movie is supposed to be a 2020 movie, but then it is just the effect that makes it look like that. But you can see with the makeup and all, it's a modern day film, so it's not supposed to be the 90s. Temi Otedola was not dressing like she was in the 90s. Jokesiva wasn't dressing nobody was dressing like they were in the 90s. So you can't say that the movie was a 90s movie. The movie is portraying like a 2020 scene. You can see their phones, you can see the cars and all. Even though it was a manual car, but you can see that the movie is supposed to be a 2020 film. Iniedo lied because she liked the professor. Already at the beginning, we saw how she was saying that this is her tasty man. She wants this man to be the father of her babies. And as far as she was concerned, because Moremi was close to, that Temi Otedola was close to the professor, she was jealous. So that is exactly why she lied during the hearing. In the movie, they were not college students, they were master's students. So Iniedo, even though she's in her 40s, acting as a college student is fine, because you can be 40 and still want to do your master's. So yes, I totally agree with this tweet. Iniedo is she didn't age at all. She still looks so beautiful in the movie. I found this tweet so funny because Gabriel Afolayan didn't even kiss Temi Otedola throughout this thing. So I'm sure Mr. Easy was very satisfied that that nothing happened throughout the entire movie. Like I said while doing the review, the attention to detail in cinematography was brilliant, as it was really lovely. So I commend them for that. So Timmy, this tweet is so funny but in the movie you see that they actually said that she didn't have her her university education in Nigeria, so it's allowed that her Yoruba was like that. Things like the camera angle in this movie was very good. To my surprise, I was like, Timmy Toddler can drive a manual car. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, that's so good. And so I like the little details in this movie. Like the detail in this movie was very key. For Lion to take our time to make a movie that highlights that, I think that's a very great one, and it's a must watch because for me this gave me like memories because I've had my own fair share of university lecturers in my department. So this gave me like I'm like wow, yes. Even though like in the movie we see how she reported the case and all, and then you saw the whole process of the paneling and all. So they literally showed us two ways to like go about this, which is the jungle justice, which that was at the beginning. She reported to her boyfriend, she made a video, the man died in the process and all. That is one way to go about it. So also that Timmy the last process was long, but at the end of the day it was a successful process. And then most times you want to be friendly with your lecturers and all, and in the process that can come about it. So for me, Kunya Falaya taking our time, to do this movie was a very good one. As earlier, I think it was about in June or July that he did this movie, because he put out on his page one time that if you were down, if youths were down to go to Ile-Ife with him to go to OAU to shoot this movie, So it was just during this year that he shot the movie, and the movie came out in 2020, and it still came out very, very well. So big ups to Claire Falayo on this one. And then we all know about there was a time about Sadiq Daba that they were trying to raise money for Sadiq Daba because he had issues, and for him to make a comeback in this movie was adding, for me that was very good, because I was like, oh wow, Sadiq Daba is such a great actor, and he came back into the movie as he was Professor Yaya. If anybody doesn't know who Sadiq Daba is, was Professor Yaya in this movie, and he really killed his own act, because I had missed him because he was sick before, and now he came back into this movie, which was a very good one. For me, detailing in the movie was very key. The camera angles was beautiful. The movie was a very beautiful movie, but I won't rate it as a very high. I won't give it a very excessively high rating, because it seemed like it wasn't out of the ordinary. The movie wasn't out of the ordinary at all. That's one thing I would say. It wasn't out of the ordinary. So because of that, I would give it an 8/10, because of it wasn't extraordinary or anything. It wasn't out of the ordinary. The storyline was good and everything, but it wasn't extraordinary. It wasn't out of the ordinary. And then the fact that they brought Ibuka Aoshika into the movie, make it so Ibuka Aoshika, I was like, my queen, because Ibuka Aoshika is a very great woman. She's like someone who I really look up to, and she was in this movie and she killed the role. The time when she told the professor to sit down, like yes. I know Ibuka Aoshika has a very boss, like she's a boss lady and all. And for her to like bring in her normal character into the movie was a very good. The cultural diversity in this movie, the cultural diversity was something else. The French, the Yoruba, the English, everything. When they went to Senegal and all, they're just showing us Africa, like Africa in general. And then the fact that that's what goes on in universities. Students will be going through something, but his co-workers will still be supporting him. It's difficult for students, and I like the fact that Kunle Afolayan was able to pinpoint it and do that into a movie, which was very good. Then for me, things that I noticed that I didn't really like in the movie was like everybody was trying to be careful with Temi Otedola in the movie. It was like they were not trying to maybe touch her too much in the movie, because I couldn't really get that part. But from was like the movie, they were not trying to touch her too much in the movie. Then another thing I noticed in the movie is that the thing about university students is that they change hair very regularly. And Temi Otedola only did, as far as I'm concerned, she only made one hair in this entire movie, because if you notice at the beginning, she had like 2 gold strands of braids in her hair. Then later, when the movie continues, she had the entire hair was like all black. So you can tell like they probably just changed some strands in the hair. So she didn't like really make her like university. Even in Yedo, she was on like one weave all through. For somebody who were trying to portray as a big girl in the movie, she was on one hair all through. So I'm like, university students change hair regularly. That's something that they should have. That's a detail they should have noticed. At this point, I'm like, why is the phone upside down? Why couldn't they just like I've cut the movie, or like told her that okay, the phone is upside down, let's switch it back up? And they her Ghanaian friend already told her that this lecturer had taught her before and she had never seen him smile. And at the ending too, that made him smile, which is very key, because people may have forgotten about that in the movie, but for them to then bring that at the end of the movie, that was really, really nice. Big ups to Kenya Falana for taking everything into detail, for taking, like, you know, taking key details and, you know, looking at everything very well. So very big ups to Kenya Falana for that in his movie. And then very big ups to Temi Otedola. That was, you know, for a fresh face like that doing so well in a movie. I'll say big ups to Temi Otedola and Tunde Babalola for writing the script. Beautiful movie, I must say that. And my rating is 8/10 for this movie. Thank you very much for watching this YouTube video. Ensure you like this video, subscribe, and share it to your friends. See you in my next video. Bye.